Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribes and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace, oh, back to honor it, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant these our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Oh, good God! For nature to think about, is it too far for him to think about? Man, Mbappe is not on. Well, it takes on as he's committed. Novis, they get back into the game from 12 yards, scores! And we're back there, don't touch it.
The queen of the best ever national Esoccer League champion, your man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. The best of the best players feeling the pressure and the nerves of Game 24.
My goodness.
Wow, what are we seeing? Bringing to you this live broadcast of this huge matchup. We got to see once more what the Challengers Cup is all about. It's being able to produce in the pressure cooker. And I love when players are nervous a little bit, where, you know, you get an opportunity to see them when they're under pressure. But just by impulse, you get to do something crazy.
We're back to action. Now we're about to play the golden goal for the grand finale of the Onile Grand Finale. Oh, we're just having an update. Oh, it's not just part of it, not regret. See, don't regret this. Oh, yeah.
It looks like yesterday turned a whole new corner for him.
Yes, I mean a lot of confidence booster to be able to get that draw against Wulu and to get it in that kind of fashion. It wasn't a ball draw, it wasn't a 2-2 or 1-1, it was a 6-6 draw, which tells you that that man did score a lot of goals. He took the fight to Wulu, and then got that he scored also, I think, high scoring that encounter against, oh my goodness, that one is an absolute fantastic move from Paluke. Paluke is refusing to go without a fight in this one. I think there's still so much game to happen in this particular match. We're going to see a whole lot of goals, possibly the same call we did see in the game. And I think after that game, those two games getting 4 points in one day, I think he sort of has given his confidence to another level. If he goes on to win this one against Paluke, his tally is 7 points. It's going to lift him up a little bit and possibly make him tell himself, you know what, there's still a whole lot to do.
Yeah, that thing is
about 11 more games for you to play for, and you have 7 points. You might not be looking at winning anything, but at least you can see you can scrape your way into the top 8. I mean, he has played most of the top players already.
Yeah, surely it will give him some confidence in some sense, and picking up these points are indeed going to be vital. The job is not done yet, though. It's still a chunk of the 45 left to play. Simply Uzo looking to ride off the wave of yesterday with some impressive performances. Balokedo, I mean, Balokedo has to be looking at this game as his potential way of also kind of bouncing back a little, because this against an opponent who has been struggling in the league just like yourself. We usually see relegation it's like, and when those teams face off against each other, why it is indeed tight for both of these guys to separate from each other right now to the lead. And he get one more twist in there.
That was very, very tight.
Get to back!
My goodness. For the first time, he space. First time throughout this game that he forced that was possibly open up the game.
It's swat. This game, because both of them as well. Not as many times would you see that there's a 1v1 situation between center back and an attacker. I saw that scenario yesterday.
10 million naira in prizes are up for grabs.
On the break to possibly seal it all. One last throw and it goes! Ended in perfection. Kuma look on his face. Oh my God.
Medicine.
Champion EAFC 25. Killer Freak.
Here today, whether you won or lost, your presence today has contributed to the growth of esports in Africa. Let's keep the spirit of Cage 24 alive, share, post, and have it.
Mbappe.
Possibly the second call we'll be seeing again between CPUs and Khalid. And I think after that game, those two games getting 4 points in one game, I think it sort of has given his confidence to another level. If he goes on to win this one against Baluke, his tally is 7 points. It's going to lift him up a little bit and possibly make him tell himself, you know what, there's still a whole lot to play for.
That thing is
About 11 more games for you to play for, and you have 7 points. You might not be looking at winning anything, but at least you can see you can scrape your way into the top 8. I mean, he has played most of the top players already.
Yeah, surely it will give him confidence in some sense, and picking up these points are indeed going to be vital. The job is not done yet, though. Still a chunk of the 45 left to play. Simply Uzo looking to ride off the wave of yesterday with some impressive performances. Balokado. I mean, Balokado has to be looking at this game as his potential way of also kind of bouncing back a little, because this against an opponent who has been struggling in the league just like yourself. And if it's going to be such a battle, we usually see relegation battles in so many sports. Like, and when those teams face off against each other, it's always tight. You can't understand why it is indeed tight for both of these guys to separate. Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set once again on this lovely weekend as we get to the business end of the National Esoccer Pro League. You're humbly welcome. My name is Slimore. It's been a fun one doing this across the last 4 weeks, and we get to do it for the next 3 weeks incoming. I've been here through and through, and I've been enjoying my time here, but of course, we know there's big things to look out for, and I've not been doing this alone. I've been doing this with my brother Manny right here beside me. I mean, Mandy, we've been having a blast throughout everything that's been happening within the National Esoccer Pro League. And as we progress, you're getting to see the metal that some of these players have got.
Yeah, absolutely insane stuff we've seen across 4 amazing weeks. I think that's 8 game days. 4 amazing weeks, 8 game days. We have seen the storyline change over and over again. Right now, it feels like every single time we come on the broadcast for a new week, we expect something different. I think we've seen about 4 different #1 since we began. That tells you the craziness that has been National Esoccer Pro League.
Exactly. It's just been crazy all throughout. And I feel like for the National Esoccer Pro League for the last couple of weeks, it has been something that has helped a lot of people. Because I've had people come up to me, you know what, when they go through their busy schedules of the week, Monday to Friday, maybe have like a 9 to 5, you go to work, you're tired and all of that. The perfect way to unwind for the weekend is tune into KD Sports on YouTube for the National Esoccer League. Enjoy some amazing FC action. Manny and I have been able to help with a few tips. We'll be learning from some of these players as well. I mean, Manny, I've picked up a couple of things. I know when you're watching, I'm looking at this and being like, okay, this is something that I can add to my game.
Absolutely. The first time shots, especially. The first time shots, they have come in handy, especially from those lob through passes. I mean, not just the entertainment on the YouTube channel. Of course, we've also been giving some of the guys at home a chance to win cash prizes from the Instagram channel. There's a prediction game going on the Instagram channel. Just go on, predict the scoreline of a game, and if you win it, you're going home with some cool cash immediately. Right from where you are. You're at the office, you're at your shop, you're home, you're relaxing. You could get money regardless. Not just entertainment, but I mean all round beautiful action here coming.
Exactly. Everybody is involved. And for these 20 players, they've been involved since day one. We look at how things are standing going into week 5, day 1. It's been a blockbuster last 4 weeks. And after the 4 rounds, it seems like Mr. Oga currently tops the table with those 26 points, having played 11 games. The goal difference 19, also looking pretty healthy. For Kinonex, he is in that second position. It's been very impressive from him as well. I think since the start of the season, he's been top 3 throughout. He's one that has maintained a top 3 position right from the very start. Unlike others who have kind of been dropping and then falling a little bit. Guru, also with 12 games on 22 points. It was pretty important for him to pick up maximum points last weekend. Elevation, somebody who maintained top spot for about 2 weeks straight, now dropping out of the top 3, just in the top 4 though. He just played 10 games though. If he gets a win, he could leapfrog back into the top 3. KK has some big games on hand today. We look across the fixtures and we are seeing KK, because with those 9 games played, he's 2 games back off of guys like Mr. Oga, Kenonix, Guru, and even Elevation. So if he picks up 2 wins and makes that 6 points, that takes him straight to the top of the table. Of course, with goal difference in mind, Anif has been playing very well in the last couple of weeks as well. Tactical, personally my favorite out of all of them. When I get a huge surprise like that, I tend to enjoy the way they play. Yemoli will be in action. It's been a while since we saw him in some very heated action. I'm sure we'll definitely have some of his games on broadcast. Dracaris is also looking on hand to be on there and potentially make the top 8 final. And finishing the top half of the table will be Son of God with 17 points.
Interesting top half of the table, and as you can see, that is not only where the action is happening. On the second half of the table, you have Game with Josh, Rhymes, and Khalid Boy, all on 17, 16, and 14 points after 11 and 12 games played for these 3 players. That boy, he's the one who currently is looking at how he can sort of propel himself into the top 8 of the table. He has played only 9 games, 2, like we just said, off players like Game with Josh, players like Khalid Boy, and Bright also, after playing 12 games, he's currently 15th position with 12 points. But okay, he's in action today. He is currently also on 12 points after 11 games, while Blaze, Flick, Simply Uzor, and Baji Senior making the bottom 4 of the table, all on 6, 5, 4, 3 points, following each other in serial numbers from the back.
Exactly. I think this is a key week for some players. It's very important that they're able to keep their momentum. Guys like KK, for one, if he's able to pick up the 2 weeks, like I said earlier, he goes top of the table. Another player to look out for is Dada Boy. The fact that he's just played 9 games on 14 points is pretty impressive. If he's able to pick 2 wins as well, that takes him to 20 points and it gets him straight into top 8.
Absolutely.
So that's something to look out for. So for Dada Boy and KK, it will be interesting to see how they go about their business. Speaking about today's business, we've got a plethora of games for you. You know how we do it on Saturday is 8 rounds of fixtures, and that's what we've got for you. Starting as of will be a big game between 2 top 8 players right now. Guru, currently sitting in 3rd place, will take on Tactical and that huge matchup to kick us off with. And of course, Blaze 99 against Dada Boy. That's also a tricky game to look at inside the back end. That should be very interesting. Now, to potentially the game of the day, Mr. Oga versus KK, the man who occupies top spot and the man who's looking to overthrow him. Exactly. So Mr. Oga versus KK surely going to be a big game as well. And of course, Baji Senior and Simply Uzo will lock on elsewhere too.
that is just the first round of action, and we did say consistently every time we have seen a guru Mr. Oga tactical in the first game on the broadcast, it's always giving us a good premonition of what is to come. That both players sort of like set the tone for the rest people in the background. They just know how to turn up in terms of performances, and I don't think we're going to be expecting anything less from Guru and Tactical, especially the one between Mr. Oga and KK. And as after the first round goes on, we're going to be going into the third round of action. Yemi and Khalid will be making battle. That one is something you don't want to miss. Khalid, his recent performances have been very, very impressive. Yemi also will be looking to solidify his position in that top 4. I'm sure he has the capacity to be in the top 4 conversation, not even in top 8 conversation. King Nonex is going to go up against Baloke in the background while Yemi and Khalid are making battle. Rhymes and Anife are going to be going up top again. Rhymes has not had the best of game week 3 and game week 4. For him, this is a must-win clash. While Anife will be looking to solidify his crazy run he has had in a couple past games. And this one is going to be interesting for me. Bright versus Game with Josh are going to be making battle today.
It should be fun. I mean, the two giant slayers I called.
Absolutely.
The main giant slayer, Bright, going up against Game with Josh has kind of picked up the speed a little bit. Those two clashes are huge. Bright Game with Josh and then Anif and then Rhymes, because both of them are like in the same position vying for that top 8 spot. So that should be fun going forward. Volivation, the former top spot holder, will take on Son of God. Son of God is basically like Rhymes. They've kind of fallen off after their incredible start in the first 2 weeks. They'll be looking to bounce back to see how that goes for them. Simply Uzo and Tactica will also do battle simultaneously as that game carries on. Anif versus Game with Josh. Today, you look closely at Bright's Game with Josh and Anif. Their games, they are playing against each other. So that's always going to be interesting to see how the results go about, because we've kind of expected that Anif, Game with Josh and Bright, when they meet the big guns, they're able to take points off of them. Now, when they play each other, we get to see who takes points off of who. And I think these ones can determine who actually finishes in the top 8, and that's how that round of fixtures will go.
Yeah, especially with the fact that those kind of clashes are 6-pointer clashes. Like, as soon as you get that weight, you sort of relegate your opponents backwards while you propel yourself forwards. And after that one, Volivation will be in action again, this time against Yemi for the second round of games for today. This one is a must watch. I think today we have some huge,
many
huge
really
clashes.
good games.
Rhymes and Dada Boy also will be in action after the game between Dada Boy and Rhymes and Hanife. Listen, I don't know why you're having this one in the background, because I think it on its own it deserves a whole lot of conversations. So stick around for that one. Mr. Oga is also going to be making battle with Son of God on the broadcast. Crazy game. While Bright will be going up against Baji Senior after that game, while the Mr. Oga and Son of God game is going on. Bright and Baji Senior will be making battle in the background.
I mean, spicy matchups everywhere. I think it's even difficult to call maybe one game the game of the day, but I mean, we're looking at the table, and Mr. Oga versus KK will surely be one to look forward to. But before we go to that, we have our curtain raiser, the big one to start us off. Guru, Tactical, both of them vying for a top 8 spot. You look at how the head-to-head looks like. But before we even speak about this matchup, mind you, Money said earlier on broadcast, you have a chance to win some cool cash through the prediction. Get on there now. Predict who's going to win between Guru and Tactical. Let us know the correct score. Head on to Instagram, the Instagram channel of KD Sports on Instagram right now. Get your predictions in, and you can walk away with some cool cash. Now we go into the statistics of how the head-to-head looks like. Both of them with 6 wins, very identical. But Guru with those 4 draws. I mean, Guru has had a lot of draws lately, with Tactical just having 1 draw. And I think Tactical, we kind of named him the guy who doesn't draw a lot. Yeah. It's either win or lose for him.
He goes for the juggler. That's the type of game he plays. And I think that's one thing that has endeared him to both us in the booth here and, all of our spectators worldwide. This man, once he's on the broadcast, he's going for the craziness. And you can see also, it's been 6 wins, 4 losses. And I think the position in the table sort of reflects the way they have attacked the pro leagues.
Exactly. Same after, you look at how Guru has been playing lately. Maybe the kind of games where he's dropped points in, he might be disappointed. But you look at the games that he wins as well, very, very dominant, very commanding. And that's what you expect from a top guy coming all the way from Abuja. Mind you, this one brought to you by KD Sports, the main organizer of the National Esoccer Pro League, and of course partnered by Game Evolution Esports. We're in the lovely studios here inside Lagos, Nigeria. The Esports Federation of Nigeria have got their backing to make this one happen as well. Game Pride IU, we couldn't do this without them, and of course Esports Africa News, one of our main media broadcast partners. So that's the whole team making this week. Like I said earlier, 8 rounds of action, 8 sets to look forward to, whilst other games happen concurrently. So in total, 16 games to look forward to. So, I mean, if you are deep in things, if you come first serve with your predictions and you go in rightly, you get to win some cool cash early on. So head on to Instagram right now, KD Sports, and be able to get the predictions in. And if you're able to win, that's a huge one for you.
All right, yeah, that's how it's looking at right now. But let's go hear from the players themselves. And when we're back, we're going to be going straight into the action as it is.
Good year. I'm playing tactical. It's a tough opponent, so I'm looking forward to get the 3 points. I've been having a series of draw, and it has really been disappointing. I've dropped over like 15 points, so I'm looking to get full points on the board, and hopefully I win the game.
Playing Google, who's currently, I think, top 3. It's going to be a tough matchup. We've played a couple of times. He's a very good player, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Well, you've heard from the players. There are spoils that's ever going into this game. It should be interesting. I mean, I was just having a chat with Mandy behind the scenes, and Mandy seems to believe Tactical would go on and win this game. I mean, what's giving you that confidence?
I don't know.
Tactical
It's just like there's
win?
just something in the air today that just makes me feel that we're going to have a different approach to today's games. I think last week we saw a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
This week, I think we're going to see the people who are going to be taking more risks go home with the glory. So that's for me. And I see Tactical as that guy. I see Tactical as that guy, especially the fact that Guru doesn't have any coach in the booth with him today. We did see how important it was for him. Gosi was in the booth last week. I saw how important it was for him to sort of calm his nerves. Don't forget also, Guru has had a little bit of habit of throwing away leads towards the dying embers. Tactical is not that guy. If you make him get into the driving seat, it's over for you. We've seen that again and again and again. I don't think he has dropped points from a winning position so far across the league. He's been the one who comes back. He's like always trying to get make a comeback, and once he gets into the zone, in the groove, once he hits the ignition, don't worry, it's over. Good night.
Yeah, usually Tactical is very assured when it comes to holding on to leads. Well, Manny did say he's got a feeling. Usually with Manny, if he gets that first game right, it seems like his prediction might go out too. And if he gets that first one wrong, hey, Octopus Manny's in trouble. It's all part of the fun and games here as we begin our action inside week 5, day 1 of the National Esoccer Pro League. It's been an enjoyment, fun ride throughout, and we hope you guys have been enjoying whatever these players have got for you. It is pressure moments now because every single point will count. He's speaking about this heavily as we are underway for week 5, day 1's action. Guru taking on Tactical. There are a couple of updates that I've got to tell you guys about that, not just regarding EA Sports FC, also regarding the National Esoccer Pro League, because there have been a couple of changes, and expect that you will see some changes in the squad as well. Manny and I will be talking a lot about that. There has been a major update. So you know how last week the guys were playing with a 7 million coin budget? Well, there has been a final update from the organizing team. It has been bumped up to a 10 million coin budget now. So you might see a couple of changes here and there. Maybe some players upgrading their squads early on. So it should be interesting to see.
Guru starts in a regular fashion. Those 3 minutes.
I think as for that one, is a guarantee.
It's a guarantee that the only thing you have to do every single time you play someone like Guru is ensure he doesn't get a goal in the first 3 minutes. I think it was KK who sort of perfected it. Either KK or Game with Joss, and he gave them the victory in that one. But Tactical is not a newcomer to conceding early. We've known him as the Mr. Second Half. He knows how to turn it up in style in second halves. So right now, I think it's sort of both players giving us what we know in terms of regular play, in terms of what we have seen consistently. They're both consistent right now. So this has definitely given us something to look forward to in terms of the gameplay. Here's Tactical now. The question would be, how fast can he get back into the game? He knows Guru, the man from Abuja, takes the first shot. Block, good block there by Guru. And as Guru will want to turn this one up in style, and runners in and around for Guru. I think the beauty of having a bumped up budget is like now you can take more risk, you can bring in more flair, add some more dynamism into your
Exactly.
game.
I've been seeing a couple of changes already in the squads, and I've seen a Chiellini item being introduced for both of the players actually. Chiellini is around 600k when you consider the SBC price, and before we were seeing different types of defenders, but Chiellini has some really good play styles that these players tend to enjoy. So, like Manny said, a bump up in the budget means some changes in the players, and for Chiellini, he's got some very, very good play styles. He's got jockey play style, he's got block, he's got intercept, which we all love, slide tackle, area fortress, he's got bruiser play style plus as well. So that's some really good play styles to have as a defender, and it's quite decent. Usually in Chiellini's playing days, maybe it's not the quickest of centre backs, but for this promo item of his in this era of the knockout round that we've got, he bumped him up to 82 pace, so it's not bad at all to have at the back.
I mean, that takes it to a different level entirely. I did play with a Chiellini item earlier in the season in UT, and I think one of my issues was the fact that he always did seem like he was outrun. Yeah, he was outrun by most of the opponents. But now, having an intercept, having a bruiser plus, and being able to have that 80 pace sort of changes the dynamism and changes the way he approaches the game in terms of defending. As you can see there, tactical trying to force issue. First time on the stream, we are seeing tactical with the coach. What do you think that sort of spells for him? Maybe the business end, sort of giving.
It's a different form of tactical we'll get to see. So it's something that I'm intrigued to see how he actually tends to play, because he's done fine without a coach.
Yeah.
But you'd expect that playing with a coach will take him to like a different level. So we'll see how that works out for him. Also, Guru last week Sunday did play with a coach, but today is alone in the booth. I mean, Gozi did join him last week, and we saw how the results panned out for him. Was able to pick out, I believe, 4 points out of a possible 6. Not bad at all.
Squeezing that pass, that was exquisite there from Guru, and we see that man with his match ritual getting that water in as he hydrates himself for another round of intense action. Guru getting himself the second goal in this one. Going back to the conversation about the coaching for tactical, I'm looking at it, maybe he's looking at the fact that this is the business end of the season. This is the business end of the pro leagues. We're looking at 3 weeks in. It doesn't look like much anymore because this is just 6 game days. After today, we have only 2 more weeks and about give or take maybe 12 points to play for.
Exactly. So every single point will matter here. So it's kind of understandable why maybe a coach might come into it. But this has just been the way Guru has played in the first couple of minutes. First 20 minutes, he's out by like 2 or 3 and he wants to take control. But the resilient ones have shown that he's not unbeatable when he starts like this. There's a way back for you. But I mean, it's much easier said than done. We've seen multiple times where players are able to come back from. So the last time with Ken Nonex as well, being able to come back from such games. Bright also had his fair share of it. Like, there is a way back from it. It's just that it's a fine line, because if you commit too much and try to find a way back and he leaves spaces in behind, Guru will punish you, and immediately he goes 3 goals up. It's going to be difficult for him to give up such a position. So it's quite tricky to see how Tactical is able to bounce back from this. But like we said, he is the one that usually makes all of these important comebacks within this league, and maybe this could be the moment for him to get the comeback trail on. And just like we said, he always is right on the money.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he was able to get that pass before his player went into the offside position, on the casual eye, it looks so easy. But listen, that is a skill on its own. The quick turn, quick pass, getting his players into the position, it's a skill on its own. And I think I really love seeing that play from Tactical.
Very interesting. Before he even got that pass on, you realize that immediately he went into transition, he had triggered his right winger first, Olisi. So when you trigger that pass, when you trigger that winger, automatically your opponent has to focus on that winger a little bit. So Guru's mind was drawn to him triggering that run, and was thinking, okay, maybe he's going to hit like a one-time pass, but it was all a decoy. And that's some of the things that really interest me about this game, especially when it comes to the puzzles. You know what? I didn't play weekend league in a while. Like, I didn't play it in like 2 weeks straight since coming to Nigeria. But then last week I was like, you know, let me pick up a controller and see how weekend league was looking like. And playing a couple of games just made me understand that these days everybody understands how to hit the first time too. And defending was hell for me. I remember the first 2 games, even though I won, it was difficult for me to more of what I'm seeing, especially with guys who can defend. Because imagine you have to play Anif in weekend league and you don't know that it's Anif you are playing. You're in trouble. You hit you with it like 15 times and you'll not be able to stop him.
Listen, as soon as I pass through the first 10 minutes with Anif, I already know it's Anif, because I already know like there's nobody that is as insane as that man in hitting those first time through balls. And I think that's this what you just said right now sort of is one of the reasons why people should appreciate what Kate Esports and the Game Evolution Studios are currently doing in terms that we are bringing the very best of FC to your homes, to your mobile devices, to your iPads, to your pads. We're showing you guys how these guys turn up the level. We're showing you guys how they defend properly. We're showing you guys how they can turn attack to defense, how they can turn defense to attack, how they possess the ball, how they control the possession, and how they're able to come back from almost impossible situations, just like we can see Tactical here trying to force his way back into this one.
Exactly. I mean, it's tough when you've got to handle that much of the offense when everybody's triggering. Like just now, Guru has got about 4 players making runs. Who do you defend at times? It's tough to handle. So playing Weekend League was kind of tough for me. I mean, it was a decent record I was able to get in. I was able to get a cool 12 wins, 3 losses. So I wouldn't say it's that bad, but I'm usually around like that 14-game win mark, so it's kind of a drop off for me, and it's understandable that in the last couple of weeks I hadn't played, but it's just quite interesting to see how the game has evolved and the changes in the play style, how these days everybody understands the assignment of, you know what, if you don't trigger and hit first time passes, you will be in trouble. So it just made me even appreciate how some of these players have been able to
hold on and sort of defend with those
exactly craziness. Just the reflex action to be chasing every run here and there, it's quite difficult to handle at times. As we approach 38 minutes in this game, it's still Guru up by 2 goals to 1. Tactical with an opportunity to come back, and you grab it with both hands. Like we said, the script has always been the same with Guru. He leads early on, but the most difficult thing for him has been not being able to holding on to the lead. And Tactical, just like that, it didn't even need for him to get into his second half bag. Just within this first half, he's already able to equalize.
Yeah, I that's why I was not worried for Tactical when I saw Guru getting those first goals and second goals in. The problem with Guru has always been maintaining and controlling the affairs in the middle of the pitch. As you can see, Guru excels at the other end of the pitch where his opponent's defense is situated. But for Guru to take these performances to the next level, the man from Abuja has to really figure out how to hold on to the control of the ball consistently across at least 20 minutes. He does have moments, and it does feel like his moments are like 10 minutes each. There's 10 minutes where he's control, and he like leaves the next 20 minutes to his opponent to figure out what he wants to do. And if his opponent maybe is not that good, he possibly might survive. But when you're going up against people like Tactical, KK, Mr. Oga, you cannot afford to do that. You have to have control for the 30, 40, 50 minutes in game per time, and that's the only way you could be able to sort of control how the game goes for you.
I like how you mentioned those 10-minute spells, because it's something that I've been hammering on a lot, and I always compare this game, EFC 26, to basketball. Or if you watch the NBA in any capacity, it's a game of runs, it's a game of spells. And if you are playing a good player, you know 100% that they will have their spells. What I always preach is maximize your spells when they come. The moments where you're on top, and I think Guru does that. In the first 10 minutes, he maximizes it to the best of his abilities. You score like two goals. But the thing is, you cannot allow your opponent's spells to go that long.
That long, absolutely.
Exactly. So one area of his game that he's got to understand is the fact that he will not dominate the whole of the time. When his opponents get their spell, try to cut it as short as possible. And I think that's what he's been unable to do, and that is how come we are level pegging after just 44 minutes in this game. Final chance of the game, seeming like it will fall to the Abuja man. Can he regain back the lead? He loses possession of the ball, and it seems like Tactical will have the final say before this halftime whistle goes. He's turned it around all by himself in this first half. I believe he's in transition, and it's in danger as he just missed that final pass. If that pass had come a little bit quicker, Guru would have been in trouble.
Absolutely. I love the fact that it was progressing, it was moving, it was quick action, but Guru was very, very lucky to survive that one. Tactical did his best there, but I think that's so more. Let's give credit also to Guru for doing better in defending, being able to recover in that space. But a quick one I want to just pick your mind on is, ever since the Abuja man called out the Lagos team, he's been having it tough. He's been having it really, really tough.
You think maybe because most of the guys are here from Lagos, they kind of heard that and say, you know what, you're not coming to our place. Talk all of this talk, and we'll not try to step it up a little bit. So maybe it feels like every single time that they've played him now, they've kind of stepped it up.
I think that's something also you have to look at, in the fact that now everybody wants to no Abuja, no Lagos player wants to be the one
lose,
that lost to Guru or gave Guru the chance to make it to the top 4, because the conversations was he could beat any single person in Lagos. Now, if Guru doesn't make it to top 8, then we might go back to that whole conversation and say, you know what, maybe if this is the second best player in Abuja, maybe they're not as good as he did, say on stream. And that's one thing I love about the league format. The league format gives you an opportunity to consistently stake your claim. This isn't a game of, oh, you had a great spell today, you are doing everything right, you had a great day today. Did you have a great 7 weeks? That's the conversation. Were you consistent across 7 weeks? As we can see, tactical, very consistent in turning things around in the second half. But this time around, Guru survives that onslaught, and he has a chance to use something else.
That makes for a very interesting conversation. And the guys in the comments can let us know what you think about this whole Lagos versus Abuja conversation. I mean, if you've been monitoring the Abuja situation, is Guru indeed maybe the second best player, or maybe the best player from Abuja, Brian Farouk? I mean, there are conversations like that. So if you guys have any knowledge of that in the chat, I mean, we've been hearing about some players who have shown
we've had Abdul,
their levels as well.
I mean, we've had Abdul. Yes,
I think there was an Ibrahim also in the
yes, that's the Ibro. But the conversation or the my clapback would be, unless we see you in competitive spaces, unless we see you in top competitions like this where the stakes are high, the pressure is much, you're able to come from behind, do things. Look, when the pressure is on your shoulders, I possibly wouldn't rate you unless you've been in moments like this.
Exactly. It's tough to navigate in moments like this. So when players are playing under this type of pressure, it kind of gets you to see how good they are and what lengths they can go to win games. And that's why we appreciate this league as much as we do. Shelling, Guru, ever since going 2 goals down, I've liked this response to calm the game down a little bit. When you're playing with tactical, somebody who's level-headed, very, very cool as well, doesn't panic at all. There's not a lot of moments where you see tactical concede a goal that, okay, you say like maybe it was a fluke and you see him panic. He's always cool, calm, and collected. So that's one area of his game that I really enjoy watching. So much. There goes the Abuja man with a very good pass. Shelling will finish from here. The goalkeeper got a tap, but just wasn't enough to keep him in.
That was insane. That pass, nothing tactical could have done about that one there. Some passes are executed and you look at it and there's absolutely nothing you could do but wish that your opponent does something wrong.
Money, that's what I was speaking about, me playing a weekend league. Almost 90% of the players can hit this pass now.
Bro.
And if the thing is, okay, you've played the first 2 games. All of them have hit you with this pass. So naturally, you're going into that third game thinking, okay, I'm defending that pass. Let's say you're tracking that run. If you really start tracking the run, there's another run going somewhere else. It's in this hell right now playing this game at times. And I just appreciate these guys are able to do it at such a high level all the time, because it's difficult tracking. He didn't get too many runs for this one at all.
Absolutely not.
Wow.
The header came from a loose ball inside the 18-yard box, and as soon as it bounced and went up, it sort of gave Tactical that leverage to hit that one, and he hit it so cleanly. There was nothing Guru could have done about it. Tactical going down again. I did have that conversation with you where I predicted a 5-3 win in favor of Tactical.
Hey,
now we are poised at 3-3. Let's see if somehow this one will sort of turn around in favor
it's that crazy of a finish, because I'm telling you, back in FC25, I don't think that's scoring from a finesse shot. Like immediately when the ball is knocked down like that, it tells you finesse shot is indeed back. Remember that week where finesse shot wasn't kind of working and players were struggling?
It's back now.
It's certainly back.
I hit a finesse yesterday, and I myself, I was surprised because like it was sort of a routine, sort of a muscle memory thing more than me actually planning. There was a quick turn, and then I was like, oh, so now I get what these players have been doing. Now I understand the animation behind what they are doing, as we see Tactical trying to force the issue. Now decides to ball roll, gets himself into space. I was expecting he possibly would have gone for that shot. Would you have gone for that shot there, or was the ball roll the best idea in that moment?
I mean, probably looking for his best attackers in that situation, so it's kind of understandable with the ball. He was going with Valverde, who does have decent finishing, but maybe he'd wanted.
Now he should have done the ball roll.
His strikers.
Now he should have definitely done the ball
decision making in this game is very, very critical, and I believe in transition, it's what separates the best from the rest. And clearly, you can see Guru and Tactical have their fair share of maybe sometimes making indecisive habits of not maybe making the right choices at the right time. So everybody's human sometimes, and it's not always that you have the perfect decisions go your way.
I agree with you. You have to forgive me sometimes. I do forget that these players are human, and sometimes they get caught in their own minds. Second decision makings, sort of like not not really believing some of the decisions that they normally would make as quickly as possible. But yeah, that's what it looks like right now when you have a player who is so good, or you have players who have been so good across 5 weeks or across 4 in-game weeks, and you've seen them, the gurus, the tacticals of this world. You see them make human decisions, and you be like, oh yeah, you know, at the end of the day, these are still humans, and they have flesh and blood like me.
Exactly. I mean, it's always quite interesting. And we're seeing the Van de Ven item also in the mix. I mean, people are falling in love with this card day by day, because if you've got a center back that has got about 90 piece, why wouldn't you be in love with this card? He's crazy, and they've bumped him up with some really good play styles as well. So it's quite interesting to see how he does perform, really winning the ball back well, tactical as you go on. One more transition. There's some dangerous areas to be in. Sega has the position to shoot and will find just the post.
My,
that was a huge opportunity for Tactical to take the lead for the very first time in this game. But like I said, every single time he's in transition, he looks so promising. And Guru, that's his blushes spared.
My goodness. First off, that was possibly throughout the Pro Leagues, that was possibly the first time we have seen a lob through ball over the top being controlled beautifully as that. And I was expecting to see a finesse being hit or something. I just was expecting the net to shake, but this time around it was the upright of the post that was shaking. And my goodness, that was the first time I also saw Tactical show any form of emotion there, as you can see. But that was crazy, man.
Certainly, it was very interesting. Now we're getting to the stages in the game where it's, I mean, we are literally getting close to the end of February. There are cards released like almost every single Friday. And I just saw the Fantasy SG cards, and I've seen some really good, exciting items in there. But one thing really caught my eye when it came to the icon swaps and what you can submit and what to get. There is R9 available if you're able to complete all 19 icon swaps. And I must say, completing the icon swaps are difficult. I was trying to complete them over the weekend. It was tough finishing all of them. I don't think I was even able to get all of them, but I know the second batch has been released and it's quite difficult. So icon swaps are in the mix. And what's the preference for you guys? Let me know in the chat what you guys think about icon swaps. Who are you picking? Are you grinding all 19 to get R9? Are you doing just 17 to do the icon pick as well? The 93 plus icon pick. There goes Tactical. And he truly deserved it. Right after missing that opportunity earlier on, this time around, didn't make any mistake. This man has his sight set on that top 8 finish, and if he's able to take down the top guy like Guru, well, his dreams might be getting closer to coming to pass.
Yeah, especially with the fact that both players are sort of separated by 3 points, and this win, if Tactical does get it over the line, will sort of take him in terms of points. Will take him over the line across board. It will be just past Guru, I believe, with goal difference also. Now, this for me sort of changes the way the dynamics, because now Guru possibly is being affected by it. It's also going to make Tactical approach the game in a different way. Now he's no longer just winning 3 points. He has a chance now to sort of cement himself for game week 5 in the top 8 conversation. Don't forget, Guru has already played, I believe, 9 games. If he gets himself this win and the next win, that gives him about 20, I think it was on 19 points, gives him about 25 points. He might not be, yes, the top in the table, but he's definitely in the top 3, top 4 conversation. So for me, this is one of those games where he has to dig in deep. But talking about the prediction polls, if I do get this 5-3 right, if it does happen, I want the team in the background to quickly give me my cash prize, because this one was definitely now you can see Guru really trying to turn it up around. Now their chances, their spaces. I really love when we have a Guru trying to look for goals. What he comes up with is always interesting and always crazy. He does know how to turn it up when he is looking for goals, and it's some crazy FC he does play in those moments like that. Oh, talking about that, my goodness, he does miss that one.
But Matthew, of all people, you'd be expecting her to smash the back of the net, and I think it comes down to creativity a little bit. You know, when you're playing in transition, where you have like 4 players running forward, that one you kind of know who you want to hit when it comes to those runs. So creativity, you need creativity there, but not as much as you need it when you're playing against a set defense. And that was what Guru was trying to do, breaking Tactical down, right? It did create a good opportunity, but just not enough to get past Tactical. He's done well with this through ball. Wilson, but look at the pace of Van de Ven catching up. And that's what we said, with the bump up to 10 million coins, we are seeing different defenders being used. and some really good cards out there. Van der Ven and Chiellini, a very solid centre-back pairing. And the thing is, it's not just Tactical who's got that centre-back pairing. Guru is also working with the same two, Van der Ven and Chiellini. Maybe we'll be seeing a lot of that pairing going forward with a bump up to 10 million coin budget. He had the National Esoccer Pro League. Wilson for Guru. As he pushes again, equalizer. He's led about 80% of this game. Now, all of a sudden, for the very first time, he's staring at the barrel of defeat. Can he find his way back through Wilson? Great pass into Sega. Has to be patient with it. And it calls for very good creativity at this point. That time, Tactical's awareness, able to get back into space as Sega with a very, very massive interception in that space.
My goodness. Again, I did tell you guys earlier, once you have Guru trying to get a goal, he does turn it up in style. It's crazy to see the way he turns around games, the way he approaches these games. As you can see, Tactical looking for that goal that would definitely make it a winner, like a short winner. I was expecting to see that pass go out wide to
Shelley was in loads of space. She could have found loads of space, but Tactical probably didn't see it right there. About 5 minutes to go. You think we'll see a different Tactical, especially with the coach in the booth, as to how he approaches these last 5 minutes?
I mean, obviously, from the way he's approached the corner right now, you see he didn't make the mistake of trying to force the corner, because, you know, in such moments, oh, wow.
That was off. I was like, I didn't think that pass was onside at all. And now that's a huge risk to take. In that position, I don't think you should be committing to getting the cross like that. You should be winding down the clock. And now, if he's unable to hold on to this lead, I think we might go back to that decision, maybe coming back to haunt him. But fortunately for him, he's able to win the ball back, as we just got 2 minutes plus added time in this crunch game here inside the Game Evolution Studios, inside our National Esoccer Pro League Week 5 Day 1 opener. Patrick Dogu to leap one cross into the mix. Tactical still holding on to it now. Just 1 minute of added time. Surely one more goal. Oh my goodness, and that's the final one to seal the deal. Tactical. Take a bow for this man. He was 2 goals down. He's been chasing the game for throughout. And at the dying embers of the game, that 5th goal for sure secures all 3 points. And it seems like it will be down to 22 points in total. And solidifies his case as potentially a top paid player in the league. Wow.
I mean, very interesting for me, the way he turned the tactics he used towards the tail end of this game, taking the balls over the top. I've not seen that a lot throughout this game. As you can see, that show of emotion between Tactical and his coach, whatever it is that was said in those dying embers when the game was poised at 3-3, definitely was worth the talk. But that tactic of taking the ball over the top, it worked so well. It was so effective. And now we might just see some of the players begin to rock that tactic. It wasn't like the consistent. We haven't really seen so much of those across 4-5 weeks of the Pro League's action. But all of a sudden, right on the first game of the broadcast, Tactical has showed us a different way to approach the game. As soon as those balls started going over the top, it was finding his players in space and the quick passing as soon as the ball went over the top. Insane stuff from Tactical there.
Mad stuff from this game as Tactical picks up all 3 points in this one, beating Guru. I mean, Guru now his 3rd position on that league table, certainly in jeopardy. But Money, you got this spot on. Not just did you say Tactical was going to win, actually
I said
predicted the scores rightly as well. I mean, Money.
Yeah.
If you can do that, tell us who will win the league. tell us who will win the league so we can all go home.
No. So I have a feeling like I have a feeling of who I believe will win the league. Right. But I want everybody to be on point. I want us to come and watch this together and let's see history be made.
Okay, was Mali.
Yeah. We started today so good. So we expected to see more of this across the entire thing.
Wow. I mean, if you were like Money and you could predict some of the games, head on to KD Sports Instagram channel now. Predict the upcoming games so you could stand a chance of winning some cool cash. That was just the first game on the broadcast, and we've seen how tight that one might have been. Guru dropping crucial points. Tactical gaining massive point. That bumps him up to 22 points. Really strong hold on that top 8 slot now. Now all of the guys in and around Guru, guys like Rhymes game with George Bright, and if they're all looking at this game and be like, woof, it's going to be tough to now catch Tactical, especially with the way he's playing these days. That's just game 1 on the broadcast. There's still more for us. 7 rounds to go here at the National Esoccer Pro League. We'll take a quick breather. We'll be back with more. From each other right now, simply we're doing a great job of currently holding on to the lead. You find Yamal And he get one more twist in the tail. Yamal down the byline almost.
Attempts at Trivela from that angle. That was very, very tight. I think for Balotelli.
We'll see just invited too much of the pressure. Gets it back.
My goodness.
It's a build to hold the finish.
My goodness. You can see that sigh of relief, a huge sigh of relief. For the first time, he didn't allow Quinones go in his head after he tried to cut back again and again. I mean, we did see again and again him trying to cut back into space because Quinones was really pressuring every single man that had the ball. But the very first time throughout this game that he forced the issue, he was able to get himself another goal. I think that was possibly opened up